Alright, hello and welcome to the Ohio Valley Sim Sports 358 Modified Mayhem Tour. I'm Tom Quiring. I'll be broadcasting this amazing new racing series here this season. Tonight we are at Lucas Oil Speedway for our inaugural race, an exhibition race to help these racers get used to this new league, the new rules, and how things will play out. So to that end, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun and do a broadcast from inside the car, where I'll be here driving with these guys and seeing how I stack up against the field. Right now, you got Daniel Betts, the fastest car with a 14.431. I am nowhere even near that, with a 15 flat being my best time. So going to definitely be starting deep in this field. But tonight is all about getting things set up and figured out and having some fun. 24 cars, I believe, in total showed up for tonight's event. Going to be a tight field across this track. Top two from qualifying here will transfer directly into the feature race and not have to worry about going through the heats or the last chance qualifiers. Now, 2 laps to see what a guy's got. What do we have and where will we stack up? Race control just a couple of moments ago was debating about resetting the track somewhere around the B main. Have to wait and see if there's confirmation if we actually are going to reset the track state for feature. So yes, just got confirmation after the heat races are complete. The track state will be reset, so these drivers will get a fresher track to race on. And after qualifying, Mark Keatman, 15.065 with Cole T. Mitchell, 0.2 of a second behind, currently sitting first and second, and in the best position to transfer on directly into the feature. As we watch Ray Andrews, well, going lower deck here, and Daniel Northcutt there. It doesn't know which car to look or focus on here. But right now, I just been advised that it is Owen Deck there. That's showing up as lower deck on our screen, so we'll call him Owen. But yeah, right now, Michael Keatman, Daniel Betts taking over second place, 15,200 even. As we get through the last few cars here in our single car qualifying session. As we ride along with David Murphy here in that 18 car. 15.797 the last time by. Can he improve going across the line here? Not going to find out as we cut to Dawson Contrail. Got a couple of the Contrail boys running here with us tonight. Dawson and I do believe the other one is named Cody. Dawson was the 15.340 last time around and will be a 4.43 this time, a little bit slower. Mark Keatman out there doing a few extra laps as well, but don't think he's going to need the practice up there on top of the leaderboard, a second or 1.5 of a second faster than second place. Got Michael Cole on track yet, 15.779 the last time by. Coming through 3 and 4 one more time. See if he can improve his time. Cross the line at 15.601. Got a little over a minute and a half remaining in our qualifying session. It looks like everyone's got a time in now. You'll see the principal at the very bottom. That is a young fellow by the name of Hunter Wellman. He is not racing. He is our race control tonight, so he does not count. That appears everyone has gotten a pace lap or a qualifying lap in. should mean that we should be good to put on or move on into our first of quite a few heats here. We're looking probably 3 or 4 heats. Race control just came in my ear, and it looks like there's going to be one person going home, an unhappy camper. It appears we have one car more than what our feature race will allow. So unfortunately, one person will be going home. So we'll see what happens after heat race number 1 of 4 races here. Oh, 3 heat races. Top 4 from each heat race will transfer into the feature, and then we'll go into C and B main races as needed. Pace truck is rolling off. We got Corey Grant, it appears, here in second place. With let's see here. Coy Grant, I believe, is that up there on the pole position in that black car. If I could see his number. Mitchell? Yeah, Cole Mitchell. Yeah, that is correct. Cole Mitchell in that one car with Coy Grant on his outside. There we got Garrett Bauer and Aaron Murphy in row 2. Isaac Smith and Cody Contrail in row 3. And Michael Cole and Brian I'm going to butcher that name, I'm sure. Brian Gardepi? Gardeep? I apologize, Brian. I am not good with unique last names, and you definitely have a very unique one. Green flag is in the air. Murphy a little swinging wide, but got a good start on that very front row there. Cole Mitchell out and away. Looking to make a move. We got a move for second there. That 27 car looking to the inside. Not going to be able to hold it there. 36 powering away on that outside line. Still kind of side by side. Second on back. But 36 car is going to be able to clear himself away. Going to be a lot of dust in the air here tonight with all the cars we got driving around the track. Cole Mitchell out to an easy lead, way ahead of everybody. Got Coy Grant that showing 3E on the side of the car, scoring his 777. Finally slotting into second position here. Garrett Bauer giving him all kinds of grief for a while, but now he's got company in the form of Aaron Murphy and Cody Contrail. Aaron ripping that cushion on the outside, really trying what he can get. And holding just ahead of Cody. Looking like the outside line has some grip in there if you can make it work. Brian in that number 12 car coming up, trying to get up on Contrail, but not quite holding momentum there. He's going to fall back a little bit. Second place looks like he might have some company here shortly too. 3 laps to go. as they go across the line. Lap number 7 in the books, working lap number 8. Coy Grant holding on to second place, but right up front, Cole Mitchell not having to work at all. Just up there enjoying a nice leisurely drive at the front, and is looking to take away that first inside row, or first position on the inside row for third on this feature race. If that makes any English to anyone. But Coy Grant, Garrett Bauer going to start duking it out here. Last lap, or that should be it. That's it. Cole Mitchell to an easy heat race win. Then you got Garrett nice clean racing in heat race number 1 as we get heat race number 2 lined up right now. Looks like we will have that 21 car, Dawson Contrail, on pole position with Parker Lucas on his outside. Then it'll be the 8 car, Jason Smith, with James Pileski in that 93 in row 2. Row 3 looks like it should be the 666 of Justin Walbring there, Da Reaper, with Ray Andrews in that 13 Fox car on his outside. Bringing up the back of the pack, David Murphy in that number 18 car. Lucas Oil Speedway here, just a hair shorter than a 4/10 of a mile clay oval as you see the pace truck wheel off the track, leaving the field in the hands of that 21 machine, Dawson Contrail. A long way for them to be patient and pace all the way back around to the start finish line. Green flag in the air. Good restart all the way across the first few rows. Contrail taking advantage of that inside line drive and getting out to an early lead. Dawson Contrail fighting on the outside line, has the 8 car going by him. Jason Smith to the point. Walbring working his way, trying to take 4th place away from James Pileski. Pileski fighting hard on that outside line, going to stay just ahead of Walbring that time across the line. Walbring trying to find something on that bottom though. Back up front though, 3-way fight. Contrail, Smith, and the 199 of Parker Lewis, all fighting for the lead of this race. Contrail on that outside there. Parker Lewis right behind him. Smith down on that bottom line. Sliding it in through turns 1 and 2 there, I believe. Yeah, 1 and 2. Give the advantage to Contrail, that time down the back straightaway. In fact, that 199 is going to give Smith some grief and get 2nd place away from him. And then a little further back here, we still got to fight for the last transfer position. James Pileski has it. Walbring had it for a couple of seconds there a lap or 2 ago. Pileski back around into 4th, but Walbring looking, making some contact. Walbring sending that 93 wide, get around him. But Pileski looking for that crossover move, going back into turn 4. It's going to slot just up, and Walbring slotting back down to the bottom. Side by side through 1 and 2. Up at the front, Contrail, Parker Lewis fighting. Smith has fallen back a little ways in that number 8 car, but Contrail, who's controlled this race from the outset, has not been able to drive away. Still under pressure as they come across the line. One more lap. In fact, Contrail going to be able to pull away just a little bit, get some breathing room on that 199. It's going to be Contrail across the line first, with Parker Lewis, Jason Smith, and Pileski taking that final transfer spot. That is 2 of 3 heat races down. And I will be hopping in to this next heat race here. I'll actually be starting in 4th position on that outside now. That number 9 Owen will be starting on the pole position with Chris Mills on his outside. We'll have Daniel Northcutt starting inside of me in row 2. Peggy Evans, Timothy Dunn starting in row 3 behind us, with Dalen Izard starting in 7th. Going to be an interesting 10 laps here, trying to call this while I'm also actively trying to race these fellas. See how well this goes. Big key here is just going to have to be keeping the car clean, not making any contact with any of these guys. The wheels do stick out of the body just a little bit, and they will cause all kinds of problems if you make contact with another car or the wall. These 358's not the most powerful car on iRacing, but they still got quite enough to be getting you into trouble if you're not careful with it too. So, as we come through 3 and 4 for the last time before we go green. Owen on that pole position. Chris Mills right ahead of me. Green flag in the air. Northcutt having some issues there, ending up inside the wall. I just barely avoid collecting him. We remain in 4th place, but up front you got Owen in that number 9 car driving away. Chris Mills holding 2nd. Peggy with a big move on the start, going through bottom 3 wide, taking full advantage. That racetrack is awful slick at the moment. Right now, the best line seems to be right along that top edge. Get your right rear just outside of that really slick portion. But gotta be careful not to do that. There is a little bit of an edge, a little bit of a flat plateau on top of the track, and if you get up on there, you got no grip. Right now, just holding steady. Oh, and way out to a big lead there. Peggy looking to the bottom, trying to take 2nd place away. Ooh. Way up too high there. Got a little bit of that wall. That's not what you want to do. It's going to cost me a lot of time. In fact, Dalen and Daniel back up to within a half second behind me. Just got to hold these guys off 2 more. I do have the last transfer position. Daniel clearing Dalen. 1 more lap around. Daniel is just behind me. In fact, that's going to allow him to... It's going to allow Daniel to get ahead of me. Oh, and Chris, Peggy, Daniel transferring on. Myself, Dalen, and Timothy are going to have to continue racing. B main race coming up, 15 laps. You got Cody Contrail starting on pole position for this B main race. Justin the Reaper Walbring and that 666 car starting outside pole. Myself and Brian in row 2, third and fourth. Ray Andrews starting behind me with Dalen Izzard on his outside. Isaac Smith and David Murphy in 7th and 8th. 9th and 10th will be Timothy and Michael Cole. And starting at the back in 11th place, Jeffrey Goodpaster. Now, I did not catch exactly how many cars transfer from this race into the feature. But it's going to be a tight race to see who's not starting right at the back of the pack. Got some pretty solid drivers in here. Cody and Justin especially are some pretty fast dirt drivers. Ray Andrews, another one. Kind of a sleeper. He'll let you think that he's not that fast, and all of a sudden he'll blow right by you. All right, green flag in the air. Problems on the start. Looks like I didn't see if Walbring had some contact from behind that got him a little sideways or what exactly happened. We managed to just barely sneak through the inside of that. But scoring will be based on the final, or the previous completed lap, which we didn't complete a lap, so it will likely be a full restart. Provided our race controller, Hunter Wellman, does not determine fault on someone's part and send them to the back for causing said caution. Now, caution laps will not count. Just to make sure that and just getting word from race control, he's calling that a extreme racing incident. A lot of things happening all at once, so he will not make a call on any particular car. But we are getting ready to go back under. Well, green flag has been delayed. Unsure exactly what the reason is, but race controller just informed me that it was an incidental delay. It was supposed to actually speed up the green flag process, and it was the wrong command for some reason. Our pace car is in, and restarts, except for the initial start, are all on the leader. The initial start's on the green flag, but after that, the leader can take off almost whenever he wants in turn 4. Able to clear Walbring for second place. Oop. And then immediately fly off into the corner. Way too hot. All kinds of action going on up here. Got cars all over the place. Got Dalen Izard right ahead of me. Walbring just in front of him. Ray Andrews has managed to sneak up into third position. Got Isaac Smith right behind me, pressuring me for position as well. In fact, he is going to take the position away, and he is going to work on Dalen. Yeah, 51 got a little too sideways, ended up losing a bunch of momentum. I didn't have enough really to avoid him. Got into the back of him, and I'm not sure what car it was that got in the back of me, but big pile up there in the corner. Hopefully my car's not too badly damaged. We were about the halfway point. Because to be honest, I'm not entirely sure where the pit road entrance is here. We do have one faster pair, but if you use it now, you will not have one for the feature race. As we get ready to go 1 to green as we cross the stripe the next time by. Alright, and race control has also just come in and said that the decision has been made not to reset the track state going into the feature race, which is going to make that race really interesting. Track is starting to slick up pretty good. And I may have forgotten to set a button for my tear off, so visibility is going to be fun. For these last couple of laps here. Be 2 to green, or 2 laps left as we come across the line here this next time. Car's definitely not quite as happy as it used to be. But you got Isaac Smith moving his way up to the very front of the pack. Walbring in second. Timothy Dunn running third, and you got the 51 car getting a little crossed up, and there was a crash ahead of me that we only just managed to avoid. And out of all of that, we somehow managed to pull off a 5th place finish. Cody Contrail, Brian Gardit, Ray Andrews, Timothy Dunn. Myself, Isaac Smith, Justin Walbring, Dalen Izard, David Murphy, Michael Cole, and Jeffrey Goodpasser. I guess I did not need that left front after all. So the one thing with a lot of these local dirt tracks that you'll notice is that they use tires to mark track limits, especially on the inside of the track. You definitely do not want to make contact with them, because they will destroy your car. They will just tear it to pieces. But got a few minutes left here in our final warm-up session before we go into our feature race. Believe it's about 45 laps. Which, with 24 cars on the track, is going to be an entertaining race to try and be part of. It's going to be action any which way you look. As you can see, the track has slicked off quite a bit, especially on corner entry. All that black stuff is rubber mixing in with the dirt and making the... Ooh, as I get a little too much rotation there and just about get it straightened out. Too much rotation. Lost too much momentum. Just about had it straightened out. Some contact with a couple of cars and it was on from there. If this was the gymnastics, I'd have had a gold medal in backflipping right there, but that's not the goal of the this event. With about 40 seconds remaining in this warm-up session. Cole Mitchell, the fastest on the board, 15.3. You see just how much that track has slowed down. Practice sessions, we were well into the 14s, almost a second faster. Track has slowed down well over a second lap. But Cole Mitchell, 15.316. Mark Keatman, 15.322. Cody Contrail up with a 15.5. Peggy Evans, Garrett Bauer round out the top 5 on the leaderboard as the warm-up session comes to a close. "40 laps on the board for our feature race. Pace laps will not count towards that 40 lap total, with 24 cars on the grid for this race. You'll have Mark Keatman on pole and Daniel Betts on the outside, taken first and second respectively by virtue of being the fastest in single car qualifying. Cole Mitchell, Dawson Contrail starting third and fourth, with Owen and Coy there in fifth and sixth. Seventh and eighth will be Parker Lewis, Chris Mills. 27 of Garrett Bauer with the 8 of Jason Smith in ninth and 10th. Peggy Evans, Aaron Murphy starting 11th, 12th. James Pileski in that 93 will be 13th, with Daniel Northcutt in 14th. Cody Contrail in the 22 car with Brian Gardepi. Sorry. I had just been getting confirmation on how you actually pronounce his last name a few moments ago, and I still screw it up. Ray Andrews in that 13 will be starting in 17th place, with Timothy Dunn on his outside. Myself, Tom Quiring, in that 46 car will be starting 19th, with Isaac Smith on my outside. Justin the Reaper Walbring with Dalen Izzard 21st and 22nd. 23rd is David Murphy, with Michael Cole starting in last in 24th place. Now, just because we're starting this far back in the field does not mean anything. You got 40 laps to make your way up. As we get ready to take the green flag here, pace truck is off. Hands in the field in the hands of our leader, who has to wait for the green flag to fly. And there it is. Definitely need to have some patience here early on. As caution comes out before we complete lap number 1. Did not quite see what happened. I think that there's a lot of cars getting crossed up ahead of me, behind me, beside me. Cars all over the place that shouldn't have been where they're pointed the way they are pointed anyway. As race control gets the lineup sorted. A lot of cars in a little space causing issues. Everyone fighting for the same real estate. And sounds like the official call is going to be a racing incident. 21 going off track just a little bit, causing mayhem to ensue, forcing the caution flag to come out as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Pace truck is in. Restarting this one on the outside line. Field can go whenever that leader decides he wants to, and it looks like he is taking off. Got a decent start that time, but still 3-4 wide up ahead. Got one just inside of me. Looks like there was an incident ahead down towards the bottom of the track. I had to go way to the outside to avoid catching any of it. Have to wait for the official call from race control to see if they could determine exactly what happened there, but... Oh, we got a tire rolling back. A couple of tires on track. Boys, those are supposed to be attached to something. He is calling that caution. Race control calling on that on the 11 car for missing the corner just slightly, hitting the inside tire and causing mayhem behind him. As we get ready to go back green flag race, and currently sitting in 16th position. Up a couple of positions from the start. Got a long ways to go. We're only 3 laps into this 40-lap feature. Like I said at the beginning of the race here, caution flags do not count, and leader's gone. Got a little strung out at the back of the pack here. As we are side by side with had Ray Andrews get all kinds of crossed up ahead of me there. Had to check up hard. That allowed that 18 car David Murphy and the 21 of Dawson Contrail to go by me on the bottom. As we are waiting for Ray Andrews to catch up here. Appears race control is giving the 13 car the EOL for being the cause of that caution. Guessing it was just because he got a little too crossed up going through the turn. Ended up crossing across a bunch of traffic. As we get ready here to take one to green. Currently being scored. It's showing 15th at the moment. We'll have to wait till we actually go across under green for it to actually update. But running up behind this 12 car, as he saw, he's having some connection issues. Just completely blinked out and away. Did not know where he was. Got that 25 of Daniel Northcutt just ahead of me. We are off. I was sleeping ever so slightly on that restart, but not appearing like it's going to be a huge deal. Okay, that was interesting. I'm honestly not quite sure what all happened right there, but my God, was that a ride. Had, I believe it was the 18 of David Murphy, come up a little bit. He must have thought he was clear of me. Made contact, put me in the wall, and just got collected from behind. And was bouncing like a top. Somehow did not get a caution off of that, but there's Another wreck a little further down the road that did. Here's hoping that the car did not take too much damage in that incident. Got a nice little Dale Earnhardt Sr. inspired scheme running beside us here, the 03 of Timothy Dunn. Good wrench service on the side of that thing. Once again, getting ready to take the green flag here. Looks like that number 2 car on the front row. A little bit of contact from the 93 behind me as he makes a big move to the bottom of the 03. As we are kind of getting freight trained here. Got Daniel Northcutt 25 car inside. Looks like we got cars right sideways down below me. Got the 100 of Isaac Smith down on the bottom. So I accidentally make a little contact with him. Just got all kinds of activity around here. Just cannot get single file for nothing. Get a little bit of breathing room here as that 25 finally clears, but gets a little crossed up on exit. I give him a little assistance, but end up way too sideways in the slick. As I am just getting mobbed here. I am not very good on dirt tracks when it gets really slicked out like it is right now. In fact, I'll be in danger of going a lap down here very shortly. Leader's only 5 seconds behind. As we got Aaron Murphy going around. Finally, a little bit of breathing room here. Damage to the car also not likely helping my cause either. So we got Michael Cole slowly reeling me in, only a second back and closing. Got Ray Andrews just ahead of me. Aaron Murphy looking to try to make a move on him. Halfway through this race, finally. Yellow flag is out. Not sure what happened to bring the yellow flag this time, but we are once again under yellow. It's going to help me out, prevent me from going a lap down. So 41 goes to the pits. Pit lane's still closed, so I think once pit lane opens, I will take advantage of that as well. Get my faster pair. As we got a couple of cars that seems having issues getting into the pit lane. Pit lane now being open, I do believe I'm going to go try taking my faster pair and seeing if we could salvage something out of this race. Looks like the number 9 was given the EOL for that caution. So we come up into pit road, very awkward. I cannot see where my pit stall is. Oh, there it is. As we are getting ready to go green here, pit road is very awkward to say the least. So we are once again green flag racing. Got the 51 of Daly and Izar just on the outside, and the car goes way sideways. I am not liking that really slick track on the bottom. As we see Izard having problems. Make contact with him ever so slightly, sending him into the wall. Got Aaron Murphy looking to my inside now. Almost worth going up on that flat. We got a big wreck. Big wreck, slowing down to try not to get involved in it. Someone behind did not get the memo, and I think that's our car done. Definitely our race, if not the car, and the car does not look happy. The front tires are all kinds of wonky. We will probably pull this car off and finish the broadcast outside for the last 14 laps, because this car is done. Sixth caution on the field. Right now we got Keatman up in the front, taking the green flag, driving away. Mitchell in second, very close behind, still all bunched up even though it was a single file restart. Looks like can't quite see what car number that was, but just down on the inside, very close racing there. Here at about 27th, or for the 27 car was Garrett Bauer. Getting all kinds of pressure from behind. Daniel Betts up here scored in second place. He's having to fight that number 1, Cole Mitchell. Cole running strong in that first heat race. Side by side for second place. Now we got Grant and Lucas just behind, right behind them in that battle as well. As we see that 77 go a little wide, almost make contact with that outside wall. Almost looking 3 wide on the bottom of this racetrack. Tight racing here for second place. Caution on the field. Have to see if we can figure out exactly what happened here. As we take a look at the replay. Ray Andrews, maybe? Ray Andrews, and I cannot quite tell what car that is making contact. Looks like it is the 9 car of Owen. Making contact, going around, bringing out the caution flag. Caution flag number 7 on the night. 9 laps remaining in this race. Lot of action out here on this short dirt track with all these cars out there. All kinds of crashing, beating, banging. As you saw from my in-car there, didn't have a lot of room out there to make moves. And it is showing in the number of cautions we are having tonight. Pace car off the field. Keatman in control of this field once again. See if we can get these last 10 laps in as Keatman is on the throttle off turn 4. Good jump from the first 2 cars, but we got Lucas looking to that bottom line, trying to get second place away. Mitchell not going to give him the time of day, but further back there for 4th place, we got a bit of a battle. Luckily for these boys, this was only an exhibition race. There's no points on the race tonight. No points tonight, but next week there will be points for grabs. As we wait for the top 3 to come into the waiting room here for a post-race interview with me. And I'm going to have to be doing some guessing, I guess. What is... All right. Just have to bear with me as I'm working through a new computer system here and trying to figure things out. As we get our top 3 into the booth here, we got Parker Lucas here finishing 3rd. Parker, that was a bit of an action-packed race out there tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had to get through some hiccups. I didn't do as good as I wanted to in qualifying, and it kind of screwed me a little bit.
Well,
but I ended up getting top 3.
Yeah, you definitely didn't let that slow you down throughout the feature race there. You managed to make your way up quite a ways through the field and took a top 3. There's a lot of mayhem. How much of that mayhem were you having to dodge throughout that 40-lap race?
There was a little bit in the beginning in the front, but after that we started to run more laps and it started to open up more. I couldn't find speed till about halfway. I started to hit the bottom better, and then I really started to get around people on the bottom.
Yeah, well, definitely action-packed, definitely hardcore racing out there. It's going to be a indicator, I think, to show what this league is going to be doing coming up here in the upcoming weeks. Luckily tonight, no points on the line. Chance for everyone out there to kind of get their feet under them and figure out what this league's about. How much did you think you learned out there with these guys?
There's definitely guys that are fast on fixed setups. I'm not used to running fixed setups. I normally run open sets, so it's a little different. Cars drive different than what I like it to.
Yeah, definitely the thing with used or fixed setups out there. You got to be able to run what you have, and that is definitely a very specific skill set. You definitely seem to have it though, Parker. Definitely made up a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Parker. Is there anyone you want to thank for helping you out to get out onto the track?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Black Shadow Speed Labs, the crew, Cold Team Mitchell, Owen, Cody Contrell, Dawson Contrell, Daniel Betts. We have a pretty strong team, and I'd like to thank all of them.
Alrighty, well, good luck going forward in this season there, Parker. Congratulations on a 3rd place finish. We look forward to seeing what comes out of this series.
Yep, me too.
Alrighty. I am going to guess that Mitch here is Cole Mitchell. Am I correct?
Yep, speaking.
Alrighty, Cole. Congratulations first off on a 2nd place race there, or finish. You did have a fairly decent start thanks to winning your heat race, but there was just a little bit of mayhem out there tonight. What did it look like out your windshield?
From my point of view, I mean, track was pretty much on the bottom the whole time. Couple of the restarts there got a little squirrely. First I kept running the bottom perfect, and we'd all kind of jam up behind them, and I think I fell back to 5th at one point, but just was able to keep the car straight enough and keep my momentum to get back into third there. I think I was in second, and then fell back to third again on the bottom, which I was trying to run the top of 1 and 2, just trying to search for some grip out there, and the bottom was the only way around the track tonight. So after that, I went back to the bottom, got around second, and didn't have anything for first.
No, no, definitely, Mark definitely had something out there the entire night. Fast in practice, fast in qualifying, and he didn't really give anyone a chance in the feature. But you and Parker had a pretty solid battle there those last 10 or so laps. What was going through your mind when you were going back and forth with him there?
Parker's a good buddy of mine. We were on the same team, so the first thing was not to dump him. Other than that, just waiting for him to make a mistake. I mean, we were all on the bottom, so I didn't want to get in there and door him too bad. Just kind of letting the car tighten up and give me a good run on the straightaway there. Nothing too crazy, just was patient, and he slipped up, and I was able to get underneath him. And once you're on the bottom, you're kind of screwed. You get shoved up the track as the car on the outside, and you're pretty much out to lunch in the slick. So in these cars, it was dominant to be on the bottom tonight.
Definitely was, and yeah, you put on a good show for the fans out there watching tonight. And is there anyone you want to thank for helping you get out there to put that show on?
Yeah, just Black Shadow Speed Labs, Arcs Fit, Night Courts. A lot of people going and making this #1 car fast. I got to thank T-Wo in the pits for, turning all the wrenches. He's the madman back there. He's working the magic behind the scenes. I got to thank OC, Cody, and Dawson for the spot, and obviously Parker for racing me clean. So congrats to Mark. Thank you guys for putting it on, and I'm ready to get this league going.
Well, if tonight was anything to go by, it's going to be an exciting series to watch. A lot of cars, small tracks, dirt, with the way the dirt track changes throughout the event. It's definitely going to be a game to watch.
No, yeah, I'm super excited. I think, we got other tracks. These cars can really put on a show at a lot of other tracks. So Lucas Oil was a good one to, get off on the right step here, and I'm excited to see what the future has.
Yeah, and it was probably a good idea on Race Control's part to start out with an exhibition race just to get everyone's feet wet with the series, with the league, and kind of get a feel for how everyone races around each other. And you definitely put on a show tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys, and just thank you to everyone in the Race Control for, keeping us in line and making that a good race for all the fans watching. So I'll see you in the next one.
Alrighty, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Alright, and now, the man that was at the front of the pack the entire night, from practice right through to the checkered, Mr. Mark Keatman Jr. Mark, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I am doing pretty good. I am sweating after the little bit of racing I was doing. I was in the back of that mess the entire time until about 10 laps ago when I just got into a wreck, and yeah, my car was done. But you didn't really get into that kind of stuff at the back, did you?
No, sir.
Kind of
Had a couple, got the bumper a couple times on a couple of those restarts going down off into one because I didn't want to slide up or anything and lose a spot. But other than that, it was relatively clean for myself.
Kind of the perk of having the control of the race from the start, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, most definitely. How much throughout the night did that track change on you, Mark, from going from the straights, the fresh track at the beginning to slicking off with the 24, 25 cars we had out there? How much did that affect your driving line?
Not much. These cars aren't quite fast enough to really change lines around a lot. I noticed in the mirror a lot. People were running the top, and these cars just don't have enough horsepower or oomph behind them to really run up there. So you got to find the fastest way around. And I was slow in practice. I got in here a little bit late once the track was slicked off just a tad, and I was about 3/10 off or so in open practice. And then once we went to go qualify, we really picked up speed, or were about the same pace on speed from where we were at in practice. And then I just tried to carry that over to the race. And yeah, it definitely helped a lot that we were out front for that entire thing, because it probably would have been a lot more difficult to get back down there to the bottom if we were back in traffic or anything.
Well, it was definitely a difficult track to pass at. Like I said, I was in the middle of the mess at the back at the best, I think I was up to about 15th. And yeah, you had no room to go anywhere. You almost had to run the high line because there's cars trying to pass you on the bottom. It was craziness.
Yeah, and, like I said, I got the bumper a couple times going down off into one for the restarts, but after that, I think I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything. I think I just could run the bottom a lot better than anybody else. Once the tracks get slicked off like this, I feel like that's where my asphalt expertise or experience comes into play a lot, because if you can just keep it down right around the tractor tires, especially here, and have a really good line, you can just pull away from everybody else.
Well, you definitely took advantage of that good starting position. You definitely took advantage of what knowledge you have around these short tracks here and these modifieds, and knowing where to put the car and where to run it. And yeah, that puts you on pole position for the start. You didn't look back, led pretty much every freaking lap there was to lead. And yeah, anyone you want to thank for helping you get to that success?
Yes, sir. I got a couple sponsors. I want to thank RKM Setup Shop, Justin Brooks Designs, Coleman Designs, Topsoil Landscapes, Reason Performance, Clive Power Equipment, all my friends and family that support me in my sim racing endeavors, since I'm a little too poor to race in real life. So big shout out to them, and I just want to give a big thank you to everybody that puts this league on for us. Hopefully, we have some really good races coming up on the schedule. Oswego is going to be an interesting one for sure. So I'm excited to be here, and hopefully we can end up in victory lane a couple more times this season.
Absolutely, and we look forward to seeing what exactly happens going forward with this league. Probably a good idea to start it with the exhibition race to get everyone started together, and we definitely showed that it can be chaos, but it can be pretty good racing.
Oh, absolutely.
Alrighty, Mark. Congratulations on winning the first race of the Ohio Valley Sim Racing 358 Modified Mayhem Tour, and hopefully we can make some W's for when it actually counts.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right, that will wrap up tonight's race. We had a crazy race. Lots of bumping, lots of beating, lots of banging. But that will be short track dirt racing for you. Exhibition race tonight. Next week, we will start with our points racing. And we will be starting that at Oswego Speedway, February 15th, same time, same place. Hope to see you there. I'm Tom Quiring. Thanks for joining us, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week.